My name is Brian. I live in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, in the U.S. And I'm feeling terror and wonder,
Hmm.
and feeling some peace in how they can go together. Some relief, right? Like the binary part of my brain wants to name one good and the other bad and reach for one and avoid the other. Yet what we're really learning on this path is that the human experience works when we bring all the parts together, not just the parts our mind thinks are valuable, right? So whatever it is each one of us is going through, some of us have shared around not feeling well physically, others not feeling well in thoughts and feelings that we're struggling with. The amazing thing about this path is just turning our awareness to whatever it is that's difficult, softens it, right? You know, we're so connected in some ways these days. Even our refrigerators are on the internet. Yet, profound separation in ourselves and from there into the world is our great sorrow. In any disconnection we're experiencing calls our attention to within ourselves, to find where our sense of disconnection with life around us takes root in our body-mind. We are already whole, yet we imagine that we're not. What we're learning to do is to uncover our true nature, to see that anything we think we're called to be is already inside us. We're not who we think we are, or who our emotions insist. Remember, we were born free. Then life happened. And we're here to help each other discover, uncover, and recover freedom, creativity, and joy flowing from our true nature. In the path work, we learn that we can't love ourselves until we find and love the parts that don't and won't, and tell you that they can't. This is Pathwork 101. Brene Brown tells us that healing is a constant battle between your inner child who is scared and just wants safety, your inner teenager who is angry and just wants justice, and your current self who is tired and just wants peace. Just the willingness to look at ourselves objectively, without blame, without shame, without guilt is what liberates us. It's the process that liberates us. It's not something we arrive at. The biggest struggle is our emotions that we're often so conflicted by. Yet we remember here that they're simply messengers that show us with stunning clarity exactly where we're stuck in repetitive illusions that are playing out over and over since we learned to crawl. Wisdom does not come from knowing anything. It comes from feeling everything. Scott Kiloby. It can be discouraging. We need to remember that possibility is born the day we are born and lives as long as we live, no matter all the gloom and doom we mutter. Freedom is not a state to find or achieve. It's a way of experiencing life itself. Freedom is simply being in a flow in which we meet whatever arises. Papaji said, it takes 1/12 of a second, and then your life is never the same. Freedom is this close, right on the tip of our nose. It comes the moment we see through all the stories we've been told about ourselves and still tell ourselves. One of the most life-changing realizations, actually what happens in that 1/12 of a second, is that we don't have to believe our thoughts, no matter how insistent they are. They're just thoughts. We don't have to believe what our emotions are insisting we believe. Disappointment, embarrassment, irritation, resentment, anger, jealousy, fear. Instead of being bad news, are actually clear moments that show us where it is we're holding back and stuck. They can teach us to lean in when we feel we'd rather collapse and back away. This very moment is always and only the perfect teacher, Emma Chodron. I read something the other day that struck the cynical part of me. It only hurts when we exist. Yet Rumi reminds us when inward tenderness finds the secret hurt, pain itself will crack the rock and let the soul emerge.